Hello, my name is Mursyidi bin Anuar, and today I'm going to talk about industrial training program. Okay, the first is agenda, and we're going to go through one by one. Okay, the first is introduction. Okay, my name is Mursyidi bin Anuar, and my internship ID number in this company is 330360. I'm still studying in the University Technical Malaysia Melaka, UTM, and I'm from Faculty of Electrical Engineering Technology. I have been placed on the Quad Flat Package Department, which is QFP department, and my supervisor is Tenhati. The first is company background. ST Microelectronics is a Franco-Italian multinational electronic and semiconductor manufacturer headquarters in Plant Les Hautes near Geneva, Switzerland. The company resulted from the merge of two government-owned semiconductor companies in 1987, which is Thomson Semiconductors of France and SGS Microelettronica of Italy, and it is commonly called ST. And the next is Quad Flat Package Department, which is my department. Okay, there are three types of tester and handler that run in this department. Okay, which is for the handler, the first is multitest MT9510, and the second is Advantest M4841, and the third is data metric. And for the tester is T2K, iFlex, and F565. Okay, QFP department are divided in two parts, which is MTQ and STQ. Okay, there are two packages that run in it, such as package 14 times 14, 20 times 20, and for STQ is 7 times 7 and 10 times 10. Okay, all handler that run in QFP department has a different way to maintain. And procedure. This department has played a big role in in producing microchip for the ST Microelectronics. 50% of the microchip production in this company come from this department. So this department has played an important role in succeeding this company. The next is the major duty. The first is learn about QFP test manufacturing procedure and SOP, and the second is the test cell line maintenance and improvement, and the third is learn how to troubleshoot in systematic approach. First is QFP test manufacturing procedure and SOP. In the QFP department, it has three types of handlers and tester with different handling and different method to maintain it. But this handler and tester have the same function and the same way of working between them. Handler functioning is to take unit from the tray and place it on unsoaked or unsoaked plate and to run the testing process. This handler also lift the unit by sucking using vacuum cup on the contact shaft, and this contact shaft use air pressure that controlled by a valve to lift unit regardless of type, device, and size. The nest on the contact shaft will ensure that the position of the unit are not shifted or offset before place it on the socket for testing. The socket will be installed on the tester, and all the unit will test it in the socket. Socket need to be maintained regularly to prevent the presence of solder flake that can cause interruption in testing process. The tester function is to test the unit by using programming that has been coded by the engineer, and to ensure that the quality and function of the unit achieve the criteria that customer wishes. Each unit will be tested in two types of temperature so that the unit is able to function in a frequently changing environment and temperature. Unit will be tested in hot temperature, which is 140 degree, and for cold is negative 40 degree. And rejected unit will be tested again, and after that, if it is still reject, then it will be disposed. Okay. Yang number two is test line maintenance and improvement. Every handler in QFP department need to maintain regularly in order to prevent disturbance in production. The important that need to be maintained regularly, such as socket, vacuum cup, and nest. There are also a few processes that need to accomplish when the line technician doing the maintenance process, such as vacuum check, 5S, jig checker, and manual actuator. For example, handler M4841, when the line tech want to unblock the tester from handler, the first process need to be done if the handler run cold. If the handler run hot for production, there no need to defrost the handler. Okay, defrost process usually take 1 hour 30 minutes to finish this process, and after that MTS will attend and the handler to start the maintenance process. Jig checker and manual actuator will be an option if the handler has a jig or tester issue. Okay, the socket will be cleaned in super room by a super team, and MTS will clean nest and do the vacuum check process. If the pin went out or flat, super team will replace it with a new pin. Super team play a big role by produce a good service on the socket. Vacuum check is the process that have been done after cleaning vacuum cup by on the vacuum and put the unit under vacuum cup and monitor the reading pressure. If the pressure under 25 kilopascal, there is a problem at contact shaft that need to be checked by technician line. If the pressure are not achieved, it will cause the unit drop and jamming in the handler. Handler will be programmed ambient process before release it to production. Ambient process, which is the program, is to check the tester and handler if there is any problem after install socket on tester. If it is passed, then it will be proceed to production. Okay, the third is learn how to troubleshoot in systematic approach. Okay, every reject unit data can be traced and solved by finding the root cause of problem, and action can be taken accordingly. All the data will be saved in PC to help line tech to analyze the data after or when the maintenance process happen. Here is the type of reject that usually found in data. The first is bin 5, which is reject open, which is if there is a lead that are not connected, and bin 6 is a short that lead, for example, lead at unit that connected with another lead that can cause a short circuit. Okay, for bin 7 is the Kelvin, which is the problem that might be related to jig, tester or socket. For bin 12 is reject parametric, and for bin 13 is related to alarm. Next is the tasks that have been given from supervisor. Okay, there are many tasks, and this is that I can list down, which is complete all the checklist for handler, multitask MT9510 and Advantage M4841. Collect all the data, OEE value, insurgent and parallelism from every tester, T2K from Advantage M4841. OEE value and insurgent and parallelism is the very important, so we can for production. This data is very important because we can with this three value we can know whether the handler run smoothly or not. Okay, number 3 is analyze data to find a root cause of the problem from handler. Number 4 is complete the resistance check for new socket Ultra V. The resistance check is very important too, because if the resistance check is not succeed for the socket Ultra V, and it can cause us a bin 6 and bin 7 in production. Okay, the 5 is planning and manage MTS on the handler that schedule or low parallelism handler. For the early meeting, I will manage all the MTS to give a briefing for what they need to focus, which handler they need to focus. Okay, attend and complete tasks all the defrost process from each handler. Okay, the next is knowledge and skill that I have been learned from this department. Okay, the first is able to handle all the defrost and maintenance process. Yes, that's the process that I can do it, which is I learned from the beginning of my internship. Okay, the second is learn how to run program manual actuator to identify socket problem or jig problem. And the third is learn how to analyze certain tester, handler and socket problem, which is any jamming, any problem with the jig, I know how to fix it. And the third is learn how to analyze, and the fourth is learn how to complete the resistance check for the socket. Okay, the 5 is learn how to change pin on the socket Ultra V. Okay, when we identify the problem, which is the summary will tell us about the pin that has a problem, and as a technician we need to change the pin that went out, which is one out or has damage. So I learned how to change the pin on socket for Ultra V. Okay, the 6 able to understand the workflow at QFP line. And the 7 is being able to finish and update report for each tester for Advantage M4841. And this is very important. The report is so that another technician line can know the update of that machine. If we don't update the report, it will not they will not know what is the status of the handler for that specific date. Okay, the project that I joined or helped during internship is the project is to decrease the time taken for handler to finish defrost. Before this project, the time taken for handler to finish defrost is 1 hour 30 minutes approximately. But now it only take 40 minutes without using dummy and 30 minutes with using dummy. I'm also being able to help Mr. Tan and Ms. Diana in their project, which is to collect data, the time taken for each handler to defrost and complete all maintenance process. So every time taken should be taken to show this project succeed or not. So if the 1 hour 30 minutes, we can decrease to 14 minutes. So this is a successful project. Okay, number 2 is help Mr. Tan to train a new MTS, the new procedure for defrost process from defrost until undock tester and up to production. Okay. Number 3 is Mr. Nadan. Project is to improve the cleaning procedure so that the clean process become more effective. Mr. Nadan introduced the sticky pen, which is in the figure that I have been shown. This is a prototype, and it functional as to clean all the socket burr that usually left in crown pin. And I'm also being able to test the prototype and observe the result. Okay, the conclusion is the internship has been a useful experiment for me, and I can safely say that my understanding of the job environment has increased greatly, and I get a new knowledge, I met a new people. And however, I do think that there are some aspect of the job that I could have done better, and I need to work on and to improve myself. Okay, that's all from me.